Welcome to USA War Stories, Kena's, where courage meets history, and every tale honors the heroes who shaped our nation's strength.
On March 15, 2025, the United States launched attacks in Yemen, a sweeping air and naval strike campaign against the Houthi movement in Yemen. Codenamed Operation Rough Rider by U.S. forces, the strikes aimed to halt Houthi missile and drone attacks on Red Sea shipping and U.S. naval assets. Within hours, warplanes and ships began targeting radar installations, weapon caches, and missile launch sites across Yemen. The message was clear: the U.S. would respond with force. At dawn, U.S. Air Force F-15E Strike Eagles and Navy FO-A-18 Super Hornets soared over Yemen's rugged terrain. Guided by satellite intelligence and drones, they pinpointed key Houthi missile sites hidden in desert valleys. Precision-guided bombs struck within meters of the targets, destroying launch pads and communication towers. From above, the strikes appeared silent and surgical, but on the ground, the shockwaves marked the start of an intense new phase in the Yemen conflict. As the jets cleared the area, the next phase began: drone surveillance. MQ-9 Reapers hovered silently at 30,000 feet, scanning Yemen's desert for hidden enemy convoys. Every movement on the ground was tracked in real time and relayed to command centers aboard U.S. Navy ships in the Red Sea. In the control rooms, operators monitored glowing screens, marking new targets and coordinating precision strikes. The eyes in the sky never blinked, ensuring every move was calculated. Hours after the initial U.S. strikes, the Houthis retaliated. From hidden launch sites near Sana'a and Al-Hudaydah, they fired a volley of ballistic and cruise missiles toward U.S. naval vessels in the Red Sea. Alarms blared aboard the USS Carney as sailors scrambled to combat stations. The Aegis missile defense system locked on and intercepted the incoming threats mid-air, fiery explosions lighting up the night sky. The clash marked the beginning of an escalating tit-for-tat confrontation. Aboard the USS Eisenhower in the Red Sea, senior commanders analyzed satellite feeds and drone footage. Every decision was made under immense pressure, balancing military precision with political restraint. Washington demanded minimal civilian impact, while field officers urged stronger retaliation. The tension in the operations room was electric as targets were reassessed and strike orders updated. This was modern warfare, guided by data, but decided by human judgment. As air and naval strikes continued, a covert U.S. Special Forces team was deployed deep inside Yemen. Under the cover of darkness, MH-60 Black Hawk helicopters dropped operators near a suspected Houthi command bunker in the mountains west of Marib. Moving silently across the sand, the soldiers relied on night vision and laser communication. Their mission: capture intelligence, confirm enemy casualties, and get out undetected. Every step was a gamble between life and discovery. Deep beneath the mountain, the Special Forces team breached the Houthi command bunker. The air was thick with dust and tension. Flashlights flickered across maps, computers, and stacks of coded documents, evidence of missile supply routes and external funding. Every hard drive and notebook was bagged intact. Then came the unexpected: movement in the next corridor. The team froze, weapons raised, hearts pounding. The mission was no longer just about intelligence. It was survival. The silence shattered as gunfire erupted inside the bunker tunnels. Houthi fighters ambushed the U.S. team from the shadows, forcing a brutal close-quarters battle. Muzzle flashes lit the narrow corridors as the Special Forces fought their way out, moving methodically, covering each other step by step. Smoke filled the air, radios crackled with calls for extraction. With limited ammo and growing pressure, the team knew getting out alive was now the mission. With the enemy closing in, the Special Forces team radioed for extraction. Above the mountains, U.S. helicopters thundered back into the night. The team reached the landing zone under heavy fire, tracer rounds slicing through the darkness. Door gunners unleashed suppressive fire as operators boarded, dragging their wounded with them. As the last man climbed aboard, the Black Hawks lifted off, explosions flashing below. The desert swallowed the noise, but the mission was far from over. Back aboard the USS Eisenhower, The recovered intel was rushed to analysts in the ship's operations center. Hard drives, satellite phones, and coded maps revealed extensive links between Houthi leaders and foreign arms suppliers. Commanders realized the strikes had disrupted more than a missile network. They had exposed an international supply chain. As data streamed across the screens, one phrase echoed in the war room: "We just pulled the thread." The operation had grown larger than anyone anticipated. As news of the U.S. strike spread, intercepted radio chatter revealed a chilling development. Houthi commanders were planning retaliation. Intelligence suggested they were preparing to launch drones toward American vessels stationed in the Gulf of Aden. U.S. radar teams went on high alert, scanning the skies for heat signatures. The sound of distant engines in the night grew heavier. Nobody knew if the next blip on the radar would mean another explosion or another close call. Just before dawn, radar operators detected 3 fast-moving drones approaching from the north. The order came instantly: intercept. Aboard the USS Mason, sailors manned the Phalanx defense system, its rapid-fire cannon tracking the incoming signals. Within seconds, bursts of light streaked across the early morning sky. One drone exploded mid-air, another spiraled into the sea, but the third kept coming, heading straight for the command tower. The crew braced for impact as alarms screamed through the decks. The incoming drone slammed into the ship's radar dome but failed to detonate, a miracle that saved dozens of lives. Smoke filled the deck as sailors rushed to extinguish sparks and check for injuries. The crew's quick action and training had prevented disaster. For a moment, silence fell across the vessel, the kind of silence that follows when death misses by inches. Then, over the intercom, came the captain's voice: "Damage control, status report. We hold the line." Moments after the near miss, the order came: engage all hostile positions. In the dark Yemeni desert, American drones and FOA-18 Super Hornets roared into the sky. Within minutes, coordinates locked and missiles streaked toward rebel launch sites hidden in the mountains. Each explosion lit up the horizon like lightning. To the pilots, this wasn't revenge. It was survival, ensuring that no more crews would face death at sea. Operation Swift Response had officially begun. As dawn broke over Yemen's rugged mountains, U.S. Special Operations teams moved in. Intelligence from the night's drone footage revealed underground bunkers, complex tunnels carved deep into the rock, used by rebel commanders. Equipped with thermal scanners and night vision, the soldiers advanced cautiously. The air was thick with dust and tension. Each corner could hide a threat. Then, one faint heat signature moved. A hand signal passed through the squad. The silent assault had begun. Deep inside the tunnels, the air was stifling. Flashlights cut through the darkness as the team advanced. Suddenly, gunfire erupted. Muzzle flashes lit up the narrow corridor like lightning. The echo of explosions bounced off the walls, disorienting the soldiers. Smoke filled the air, and visibility dropped to almost nothing. Through the chaos, they could hear rebel shouts in Arabic, mixed with radio commands in English. It was a fight for every inch of the underground maze, and survival depended on precision and calm. After securing critical intel, the team began exfiltration. Outside, enemy reinforcements were closing in. Helicopters hovered over the rugged terrain, rotors kicking up dust and debris. Tracer fires streaked across the night sky, but U.S. forces provided cover, coordinating from the air and ground. Each soldier moved with precision, dragging wounded comrades to the landing zone. The operation's success depended on timing, discipline, and sheer courage. As the last team member boarded, the helicopters lifted off into the starry night. Below, enemy combatants fired sporadically, their missiles and small arms illuminating the desert like fleeting fireworks. Inside the aircraft, soldiers checked equipment and accounted for all personnel, every second feeling like an eternity. The team had escaped the tunnel's deadly trap, but the mission was far from over. The intelligence they carried could change the course of the campaign. Back aboard the USS Eisenhower, the captured data was fed into intelligence systems. Analysts mapped Houthi supply routes, command networks, and missile storage sites. Every decrypted message, every GPS coordinate, revealed vulnerabilities previously unseen. Commanders could now anticipate attacks before they happened. The operation's success was measured not just in missiles destroyed, but in the insight gained, a blueprint for future missions and a step closer to regional stability. With the operation concluded, U.S. forces took a moment to reflect on the mission's impact. Lives were saved, enemy capabilities disrupted, and vital intelligence secured. Soldiers stood in silent formation as the desert sun rose over Yemen, a reminder of courage, sacrifice, and precision under fire. The March-May 2025 operations had achieved more than tactical objectives. They preserved stability, honored duty, and showcased the resolve of those who serve. Thank you for watching this detailed account of the U.S. operations in Yemen. To explore more true stories of courage, precision, and military strategy, subscribe to USA War Stories and hit the notification bell. Join our community as we honor the bravery of soldiers and the lessons learned from every mission.